Module 1, Lesson 2, students will make number bonds through 10 with a subtraction focus, and they will apply them to one-step word problems. In problem 1, you see 3 figures. Those figures are number bonds. Just like in Lesson 1, the large circle represents the whole number. The smaller circles represent the parts of the whole. So in the first illustration, 9 is the total or whole amount that you are going to be asking your child to make, and 7 is part of 9. So if you have 7, how many more do you need in order to have the total of 9? If your student is not very confident with knowing how to do that, you could have your child draw 7 dots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, using one color, and then switch to another color and have them count on. So we're already at 7, 8, 9. The missing number that goes in the small circle is 2, because there were 7 red dots and 2 more yellow dots to equal the entire amount of 9. For the next illustration, the student needs to have a total of 8. This time, you would have your student draw 5 dots using one color and find out how many more that would be needed in order to get the total of 8. So we'll go ahead and use red again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continuing counting on from 5, 6, 7, 8. The total number that was needed to be added to the 5 in order to get 8 was 3. The student can use the same technique to solve the problem in the third equation. This time, though, they only need to have a total of 7. Have them draw 3 red dots and count on to see how many more yellow dots they need in order to get to 7. In problem 2, you see 10 different equations. Some of them are addition and some of them are subtraction. So please make sure your student pays very close attention to the sign in each equation. For 7, take away 5. If your student does not know how to figure it out without using his or her fingers, you could have them draw 7 dots again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And because it is subtraction, then your student could go ahead and cross out 5. When we subtract, we get less. 7 minus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatever number of circles are left that are not crossed out, that number is written on the line. 7 minus 5 leaves 2 remaining. The same technique can be used on 9 minus 5 if necessary. It is important for the students to be able to begin to know their number bonds through 10 without having to draw the circles. So encouraging your students to become fluent with their number bonds is important. On 4 plus blank equals 8, you could have your student draw 4 dots, 1, 2, 3, 4, just like we did in the number bonds above, and then continue on counting from 4 until they get to 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. However many extra yellow dots were needed is the number that you need to write on the line. So 4 plus 4 is 8. Be really careful to look at whether or not each problem is addition or subtraction. Now let's take a look down here at this problem. This problem, they put the sum at the beginning of the problem. 6 equals 5 plus blank. That means 6 is the same as 5 plus blank. So if your student doesn't know how to do it, go ahead and have them draw 5 dots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and continue counting on until they get to 6. 6. Since there was only one more yellow dot added, the answer is 1. But make sure that your child looks and sees how the problem is written. Make sure that they are recognizing that the whole is at the end of the equation, whether it's written forward or backward. So make sure that each side of the equal sign is equal to each other, because after all, the equal sign means the same as. And in the problem we just finished, 6 is the same as 5 plus 1. Problem set 3 has 6 equations. And take a look what they did. They want the answer to come in the beginning of each of the equations. What's important to remind your child is each side of the equal sign must be the same. So on the first example, 8 plus 10. 8 plus 10 should be easy for them because they know that there's a 10 and they get 8 more, and that is 18. And they should record it on the line. But you can also read it like this. 18 is the same as 8 plus 10. In the problem right next to it, what is the same as 7 minus 2? If they don't know what 7 minus 2 is, you can have them do the dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then cross out 2. 1, 2. The remaining dots is the number that you should record on the line. There are 5 remaining dots. 5 is the same as 7 minus 2. And if you get used to saying it in that way, then when they write the problem backwards, so to speak, the kids will understand that both sides of the equal sign must be the same.